Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human nature stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Saturday and it's April the 29th, 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to extend to you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. You know, I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets. So you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. And our story today takes us to the campus of NC State University, which is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, 2 more NC State students end their lives in a 24-hour period. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll place links to a few of the full articles in the description box. You may not have noticed, but there's a crisis taking place at NC State University, and I don't believe it's getting the nationwide attention it deserves. So even though I am a fairly small content creator, I want to take my time this time to shed light on this problem, hoping that other influencers with much larger platforms will do the same. The objective is to increase public awareness of a major public health crisis at the university, and it's one that has serious and deadly consequences. This is a problem the likes of which I have never seen or heard about in my adult lifetime. This is probably my third or fourth video focusing on NC State University this year. I think this is number 4. Now, in my last video, which was published in March, at that time I shared with my viewers that a total of 11 students had died this school year, which started back in August of 2022. Now, in the first video, I highlighted the cause of death as reported by the media based on information they were given by school officials. But we're back again to address this disturbing trend because despite interventions by the university leadership, the disturbing increase in loss of lives have continued. This is just not normal, so we have to ask what in the world is going on with students at NC State University? And I do believe it's a fair question to ask because since my last video, which was published in March, 3 more students have died. 3 within the past month, and 2 of those students took their lives within a 24-hour period last week. So that makes a total of 14 students from NC State University to die this academic school year. So let's pick up where we left off in my last video in March. Now, it was about a week ago, another on-campus student death was reported by the school leadership. It was reported that a student had died in a residence hall on April the 21st, which was the previous week. The exact cause of death was not immediately disclosed, but a standard statement was released stating that the death is under investigation and that there's no immediate threat to the public. So again, that was April the 21st, and that was student death number 12. Now let's fast forward to last week, and to be more specific, it was last Wednesday night when the first incident took place. A call came in to campus police expressing concern about a popular student athlete whose name I have decided not to disclose, even though his name and his pictures are all over the news. I don't think it's important to share that information in this instance. Nonetheless, a call came in to police expressing concern that the student was a threat to himself. Police was dispatched to an area where the student was last seen, but unfortunately by the time a search team was able to pinpoint his exact location in a wooded area on campus, that student was already deceased. He had taken his own life, and that was death number 13, and this was last Wednesday night. And as you know, news travels fast, especially when it's some bad news and it's on a small college campus. And keep in mind that students were taking their final examination. There is no doubt in my mind there was confusion, there was panic, there was chaos. And not only were the students affected, I'm sure the faculty were affected, and there's no doubt that the leadership felt helpless. A mental health crisis, the likes of which they had never imagined was taking place, but it was not over. Things were about to get even worse. And the following morning, less than 24 hours after the previously mentioned incident, there came more heartaches, more tragedy, as we learned of the death of another student. So it's now Thursday morning, and this time the location is Sullivan Hall, which is on campus. Reports say it was around noon when the medical examiner and the forensic teams responded to Sullivan Hall where the latest student had died. The student had taken his own life. And this marked the 14th student to have died since the school year began in August. Now, when I heard the news, I have to admit that I became very emotional. No words. I simply could not find the right words for this situation. As students were beginning their final exam, they are learning that two among them had died by suicide in less than a 24-hour period. So let's just take a look at the statistics that have been reported about the 14 student death. It was reported that of those 14 students, 10 were men and 4 were women. 8 out of the 14 students were engineering students, and 7 out of the 14 students died by suicide. In one academic year, 50% of all the students who died took their own lives. I could only imagine the climate on NC State campus, and it's not just with the students, it's with the faculty and it's the leadership. They are carrying a very heavy burden right now. And what's so sad is that no one really understands how to put an end to this tragedy. The chancellor did issue a statement. I'm sure he's had to issue this statement many times before, but his statement, he was sending his condolences to the student body, and he was also asking them for their help. And here's a portion of that message. It says, please take extra care of yourselves. Keep an eye out for each other and be on the lookout for those around you who might need help. Don't be afraid to intervene if you think a friend is struggling. And please don't be ashamed if you are struggling. And he's absolutely correct. Because when we begin to address our struggles openly, we begin to realize that we're not alone and that help is available and that help is closer than we realize. Now, and the school continues to make counseling available to students, and they're encouraging students to participate. And I'm wondering, will there be consideration should students not be able to concentrate on final exams? I wonder if there's a plan in place. There probably is. And I sincerely hope that support is also being made available to the faculty and staff who are being impacted by the tragedies this entire school year. Now, I would not want to be in that chancellor's position right now. It is just a mess. It is just a mess. And I don't think this is going to be a quick recovery. But thank God the semester is just about over. And for those who are leaving, I assure you, they're going to carry these incidents with them for the rest of their lives. And before ending this video, I want to make this information available. It's the crisis hotline. Remember the number is 988. That's the suicide and crisis lifeline for veterans. Here's also the information. This is some information we all need to make sure that we have available and that we continue to share it. And I personally want to send my prayers as well as words of encouragement to students and faculty. It may seem as if you're carrying this burden by yourself, but please know that others are praying for your recovery. Maybe the school should consider not having summer session so that faculty and students and of course the leadership would have a few weeks to participate in counseling themselves and regain their strength before the next school year begins.
And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks just like that one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.